So Paul Biya then charged Dion Ngute to talk for a people them. That is we Ambazonians. We don't tell them, say, as far as Paul Biya be concerned, whether you be a Tanganji, whether you be Dion Ngute, whether you be Mbayu, whether you be Tasson, whether you be whatever, it is see you as Ambazonian. They call you for presidency. Tell you, say, may go, if you know end this thing, they don't give ultimatum. They be bringing in to solve this problem, he has to solve it. So he now, they don't call up the Swiss process, they don't discover and say, all that people then way Paul Biya be the give money, Canada give $20 million, may they do so, all that noise for people there for diaspora, come out America, go Europe, meetings, preparation, all that thing was hogwash. They don't get any influence because the fighting that intensify on the ground. We don't see how popcorn they fly now. So Dion Ngute now, the agents, they work at the calls on with people them, their own people them where they think say they feel trust in the diaspora. Call them. May they talk for prime minister, may they talk with prime minister, may they talk with prime minister. They can't get secret meeting. You be almost get to take an oath. You be get to swear. Say, that meeting so, una no go talk. It was high secretive on how they go do for convince we. Would they bring up for UNAB so that maybe people they know where they go on. And for send a message from Dion Ngute, Chief Dr. Joseph Dion Ngute, Prime Minister of La République du Cameroun. This palaver, the way where you do want handle them, we never handle them so for the past 6 years, it never work. This thing where you call meeting, you send your boys, I will call them your boys. I don't want to call their name because I don't want to glorify them. But we know your boys them because they get that habit for come boast, say they talk with you. For come arrange meeting with diasporans. These same people them, you don't talk with them for 6 years. It is a waste of time. We don't know what you for do for end this fight. And you give a fine that Southern Cameroonian spine where we get to tell your boss, Paul Biya, irrespective of what Gongo think, irrespective of what Samuela Yolo think, you have to tell Paul Biya the truth of resolving this issue. Not in talking with clowns in the diaspora. They don't get any influence on the fighters on the ground. None. Zero. So when they get their few groups, their small groups, and they make the biggest noise in the diaspora. Ground zero leadership, because of lack of technology for that Cameroon, and because they know what they be focused on, not social media propaganda. Yes, they know go compete, and they no one compete with the noisemakers on social media. Entertainment get the biggest drawing on social media, on television, anywhere in the world. Whether na football, whether na reality TV, whether na show, whether na comedy, entertainment get the biggest draw on video, whether na cinema or social media. So just because people they go click for watch clowns, no mean say those clowns they get the influence. Take note. Important issues, even here for America, when you look the ratings on C-SPAN, where they show debates on US Congress floor, on the Senate floor, White House events, very low ratings. Go to entertainment stations, very high ratings. Go to conspiracy news stations, very high ratings. That is human character. Then when the whole election, somebody win election, person will be to go with entertainment, no one agree the results of the election because if you think say that crowd, entertainment, now reality. There's a difference, Mr. Prime Minister. I go take you back to wait till you get for do. If you want get results, as well Paul Biya dan give you assignment. No waste your time with these secret meetings. Would he tell you not because we fear for fight, we will continue the fight and we will continue to support our fighters. But because we want to resolve this war, make our people they go back to their lives. If you think, say, because we want our people then to go back to our lives, we're not go break we're not to make mistake. Producer, if you get those conditions, 1, 2, 3, and 4, we will go through them one by one. In 2020, where a secret service for Cameroun, for La République, they will go take Sisiku them out of their cell, tell them, say they won't get meeting. Thank you. You fit zoom them into the screen, may our people then see them. Sisiku and a group will be talk to Cameroon government, be give them 4 conditions. Mr. Prime Minister, if you are serious to end this crisis on behalf of Paul Biya, where he want clear that country for frank, he want reduce the temperature as best as he can before his demise, and France want reduce that temperature, will you get to do better? Stop these secret meetings. We know everything about that meeting. We'll be aware of the planning of the meeting, and all the people then where we not tell and say, may they swear, may they keep this, may they keep that. Nothing can be kept under the sun. Stop wasting your time with those people. We no one call them, but we'll go call them when the time comes. We are aware of the meeting. And people then where they be there the meeting and what we will not discuss. Condition number 1, with Sisiku, Julius, Ayuk, Tabe, and the people they be given now, be resonate. These 4 conditions be resonate across Southern Cameroons. So make we not call for a ceasefire. We not order the military for go back to barracks. And this action will make it possible for our people then where they don't be traumatized for go about their business. Condition number 1, Mr. Prime Minister, where they not tell you for the meeting, because people then where they can't that meeting, they think about themselves. They want to do where to go position them as the leaders, as the leaders of this struggle. No, the leadership now is on ground zero. No waste your time with the diaspora. But I did give you this as a Southern Cameroonian in good faith. For always if you work to you, you can take it, you can leave it. And not say critics, they can't talk say Sisiku. Sisiku is a Southern Cameroonian. We have to look at the substance of the content. They will make sense. Echo. Get these conditions with him. Talk to Echo. Find the courage to tell Biya, number 1, a ceasefire, and return the military to the barracks. Producer, give you condition number 2. I want me these people then where they talk for Prime Minister, where they go hold that meeting. We not take this video when the show end. We not give for Prime Minister. We will put out the flyer early, hoping say it to go see him, so that hopefully he will watch. Producer, give me that condition number 2 on the screen. Thank you. Condition number 2, where Sisiku began, the unconditional, now the key word, unconditional release of all people detained and imprisoned as a result of this crisis, as well as declaration of general amnesty. All unconditional release of all of them. Abdul Karim, Dr. Walter Stuo, Sisiku himself, the Nera 10, BBC, Penn Terence, the ones in SCITH, Congressman, all of them, Tibet, all of them there. Release them, the boys and the girls, unconditionally. Paul Biya just released 10 MRC militants, 10 of them. We would have thought that in the spirit of good faith, you for tell Paul Biya as the Prime Minister in charge of resolving this conflict, you for tell Paul Biya say, okay, they want to do their 1st of October, let us release, even if not all, some of them. No. We're not being bent whole on using force. Unconditional release. Number 1, a ceasefire. Send the soldiers back to their barracks. That's where they belong. Number 2, unconditional release and a general amnesty for all of them. Condition number 3. Producer, put me condition number 3 on the screen. declaration of general amnesty on all our people in the diaspora. So even though Sisiku then they prison, they still acknowledge, say, some of we in the diaspora are on exile or in exile in foreign land. Would lose our families? Would lose our parents? Would lose our relatives? Would lose our brothers, our sisters? We know if we can bury them. The one where they die for here, when our embassies they even deny for authorize their corpses for come back home. When I release them, when I get for grant an amnesty for everybody in the diaspora without embarrassment by the authorities for arrest them. In other words, when I not go bet we, say maybe we'll come home for solve this problem when we reach there. If when I not agree with we, when I now arrest people them. And condition number 4. Producer, give me number 4. The acceptance by the government to participate in a genuine, open, and inclusive dialogue without preconditions, with timetable and venue in the presence of independent and impartial mediator acceptable to both parties. Mr. Prime Minister, this point be very important. Without preconditions. So, may we not stop to go ask Sisiku or Penterence or BBC if they go renounce independence as a condition for their release. No, we not stop that question. We not release them without preconditions. We not release them. We not meet the conditions, all 4 conditions. Say yes, we not want talk, but we not go set our terms of talking, and we not go choose who go represent Southern Cameroonians at those talks. When you release our prisoners, the Naira 10, Abdul Karim, Dr. Walters, BBC, Penterence, T. Conrad, Dr. Professor Awasum, Dr. Fidelis Chair, Pam Fonfo, all of them, they go talk for day, and they go can't beat with we in the diaspora. Point number 3, they brought up the diaspora. Because even if we not grant total amnesty to everybody in the diaspora, there is still that mistrust. We know if you trust Wuna. That is why there must be a third-party mediator. That trust is not there. It is done. It is gone. So not go tell international community that it stop Swiss talks, when I want to handle this thing in-house, there is no trust. When they leave, they go can't talk with we in the diaspora. We will come to a common consensus. And then they go come back, having spoken to us. Don't be you, Mr. Prime Minister. We for diaspora will want to talk to. Stop these meetings. Release our political prisoners. Sisiku don't travel to the diaspora before. Abdul Karim don't travel to the diaspora before. Many of them. Pamfo, Ngalamfo, they don't travel to the diaspora before. They are not strangers. We know them. We trust them. Not you, the Prime Minister, with a vested interest in La République, to be spokesperson for us. Release our political prisoners. Let them come and talk with us. We will come to a consensus. They will come back to you, Mr. Prime Minister, with our position. Then you take that position to Paul Biya. This meeting where you hold, if you take anything there to Paul Biya, you are deceiving yourself, you are deceiving Paul Biya, and you continue to spill the blood of our people. If you do these 4 things, I guarantee you, there will be a change. And the sooner you do this, the sooner we will end this war. No preconditions. No ask them which they want. No send newspapers to go interview them. No. Release them. Grant amnesty. All. When we say all, we mean all. Including accounting for the ones in way they don't die inside one of prisons for torture chambers. Like Bankwi, they kill people them for your office. Wazizi them. We not go account for them. In good, if for sure say we not get good faith. Then we not let them. We not don't fly out prime ministers to diaspora. We not don't fly out ministers to diaspora. We not don't fly out members of parliament to diaspora. We not don't fly out secret service people to diaspora. We not don't fly out our own civilian agents to diaspora. So you can fly out these guys too to the diaspora. May they come. When we see them out of prison, we go meet in a room, a big room. We go call a general meeting of Southern Cameroonians with our brothers and sisters in your prison. We will come to a consensus, and they will come back to Cameroon for the next phase of what you go end this. That's my message to the Prime Minister. If you want to solve this thing, Paul Biya has given you, France is watching you. If you want to solve them, take this advice. Stop those nonsense meetings with people in the diaspora who have no say. This is the people's revolution, not hand-picked, cherry-picked people then way they want to listen to una. Don't worry if not federalist or unionist or separatist or whatever. When we meet for that room, we go talk amongst ourselves. We go fight amongst ourselves. We go come to a consensus. No worry about the preconditions. Just let us, as Southern Cameroonians, talk. Even let Cardinal Tumi try. We not deny, for give you a chance for call us. Without us meeting and talking together, you cannot solve this problem. That's enough for that message. Now, the important message that way Abuangi, Chief Dr. Dion Ngute, Cameroon Prime Minister, where they waste their time. They send people then for the call. They get secret meetings with our people. Say those meetings will not do anything. Thank you for that final one. Now, the 4 conditions and that on our screen. Thank you, producer, for putting that up. I hope the Prime Minister go see this and take them back and take this advice we would then give you on SCBC TV for free today. Because this dialogue, once we meet as Southern Cameroonians, it would include representatives of our fighters on the ground, the Ambazonian People's Liberation Council. They will be part of this bigger meeting. No go try to meet our fighters, talk with them. It will not work. Our fighters, now we go talk amongst us, release our prisoners, may they can't talk with us. Grant amnesty, would give a ceasefire, because for quote-worthy American Secretary of State, we talk for UN about Ukraine. He said if Ukraine stop for fight, Ukraine ceases to exist. If Russia stops to fight, the war ends. The same here. If we stop for fight, we as Southern Cameroonians will cease to exist, will become slaves. If your boss, Paul Biya, stop for fight, that war will end. But we will still exist. That's the difference. That's why now we're not going to stop this war by calling a ceasefire, calling your troops back to the barracks, releasing our prisoners, granting amnesty to all of them, prisoners and those in the diaspora, and agreeing to a meeting without preconditions. After you have let them come, let us talk as Southern Cameroonians and take a position. I thank you.